tell the camera what you're doing.
Well, I'm looking at this screw-on part, hoping that it's the same size as the one that we have here. There's a little bitty screw here that's holding it.
Each lamp's a little different. So she just wants to make sure that, you know, we have this plug here. She just wants to make sure we might need to use some of the parts off this one.
Sucker turns around instead of turning the lamp around.
Yeah, sometimes when you loosen this part up, the whole thing, the whole lamp comes loose because that's what's tightening stuff up. Is this one coming loose? That part's not loose, but this pole here is loose. I don't think that's going to have anything to do with it. But I had a fake wood lamp. It was plastic, but it looked like wood. And that's what happened with that one. It's like 3 pieces, and once you took it apart, the whole thing just kind of fell apart. Okay, so she was worried about not being able to get the wire through.
Well,
So it does feel like a tight fit. The wires in the lamps are usually thinner. See, I just bought an electrical cord. I was going to chop off the end because it looks like I got plenty of room here. So I wasn't really worried about it. But when I pull up on this, that does seem to be like a tight fit. Or it's stuck on something. Oh, it's stuck on this bottom thing here. That's what's making it catch.
got a smaller hole down there too.
Okay. But sometimes the hole down through there is smaller.
This is the part I was thinking of. Is that socket you bought going to fit on that one?
Oh yeah, there's this round thing here on the bottom that would fit on here. So she's thinking that's different. Sometimes you might have to reuse this part, just that bottom piece. So yeah, that's different.
Yeah, it's this one's smaller.
Yeah. These usually just pull apart.
Yeah. There's a little notches on there, just pulled apart.
Not this one.
Yeah, see this don't fit.
Yeah.
Skinny.
Okay, so see that's the one that came with the new one. That round part won't screw on here. So we're gonna have to use this one here. I can't
Wait
get it off.
until you see what that looks like.
If it ain't one thing, it's another. Oh, geez. See, these two are different. See how that's real small, that's real big, that screws on there. Usually you don't have to worry about that, they're the same size. So, this should be the same size. See, that part's the new one, and that'll just slide on here. So it's good that we bumped into that for the video. So you can see. And then these things, it's just 2 wires. Okay. There are kits at the store. You buy a kit, it comes with a wire, it comes with this part, and you even had a harp. Sometimes you buy a used lamp, it doesn't come with the harp. That's the thing that holds the shade. And the whole kit was only like $8. I usually like to do it like this. Just get an extension cord.
Yeah, this is one solid unit. It's not, I thought it might be in 2 pieces, but it's not.
When you buy that kit, it's a smaller extension cord. See, like this cord is real thin compared to this cord. It's like half the size. They make a smaller cord to go down through the lamp. So I wanted a thicker cord. Okay, so we're just kind of hoping the
You're hoping you're gonna get the cord through there.
yeah.
Don't cut your plug off now.
Normally you only need a 6-foot cord because you're just going from a table down to the plug, but I bought a 15-foot cord because I was going to use this one in the basement. I don't really know where I want to plug it in.
And then it has to go through that hole because it's a metal base and there's no way
See,
you put it any other way.
She's looking at this hole here. It has to go through that hole because that sits down on the table. So see, this whole thing is loose now. So that can't sit down here because then it'll flop around on the table. So this feels like a little screw here. Yeah, this little part screws out with that. So every lamp is going to be different. Okay, so I just cut the plug off here.
This was loose, so there's a bolt here. You just tighten it, and everything is tight now.
Okay, so I'm just going to leave that screw off there. I'll just feed this through here. Here, if you could pull on that cord.
Well, it might have been easier to put it from the top down.
No,
How are you going to feed it up through there?
you can't do that with the plug on it.
Oh.
Here. Pull. See, that's why I like to use the extension cords because everything's done. You get a nice solid plug on this end.
Yeah.
This is going to be a tight fit going up, but it should make it. I think I had one a couple years ago that I actually shaved some of the plastic off of it to get it to fit. I think it would have been a good idea what you talked about last time is
Attach it to the original wire and
Yeah.
then pull it through.
yeah, because that's all bent up. It's not gonna.
Where's the middle? Can't even see it. He's gonna have a hard time getting it down through the middle.
It should
Oh,
be.
there it is. It's through there.
Okay, so we got it through. That's enough.
No, that's actually, it's too much.
Okay, so to get your wire through, straighten it out the best you can, and then just kind of slide it down in there. Okay, so we got it coming out the other end
Okay.
now. Now, these days, the plugs are polarized. One side's bigger than the other. Okay, so I've seen some videos where they tie a little knot here, and that just stops it from being pulled down through the lamp by accident. It might be kind of hard with this thicker wire. Okay, then if you look real close on the wire, one is smooth and one is ribbed. So the one that is ribbed goes to the silver plug. The smooth one is the hot wire. And the hot wire goes to the gold, the brass plug. So brass, smooth wire. The brass is the hot. It goes to that center plug here. The brass screw goes to the center plug, and that's your hot wire. So that would be the smooth wire here. The silver one goes to the ribbed wire. Okay? And then on here, the small one is your hot wire. It's just the opposite of what you would think. The small one is hot wire, and the big one is I think they call it neutral or the ground. So okay, so hot, smooth wire, brass plug. Okay, so after you get that plastic cut off, just wind up the wires a little bit. I have on some things, if the screws are real small, I'll cut off a few of the wires, but you have to be real careful you don't cut off too much. I think I'm going to cut this back so these are both the same size.
how that's all, you have a bunch of wires there. Just wind it up. Smooth brass. And put it clockwise around it. Put it around the wire clockwise. And then tighten the screw. Make sure the wire doesn't pop out from behind the screw. You don't have to tighten it real hard, but you know, just make sure it's not going to come loose. If you tighten it too much, the wire will pop out from behind. So ribbed wire, silver. And that goes to the outside here. Ribbed wire, silver, that goes to the outside. So the reason why you do that is you don't want your hot wire, your plain wire, wired to this one, because then the outside of the plug is always hot. You don't want the outside of the plug to be hot. The only thing that's hot is that little thing inside here. Okay. So ribbed wire, silver screw goes to the outside, and that's the big plug. Smooth wire, brass, goes to the inside, that little thing inside there, and that's the small spade, the small plug. That's your hot. That's your hot. Okay, and then on the inside of here, there's a piece of cardboard. That's actually your insulation, so you don't get shocked. This goes over that. That insulates the plug. But I always like to put a little tape on these just to be safe. You don't need much, but just enough to cover up the wires. If you put too much on, you can't get the cover over top of it. That's probably too much there. Okay, so with this knot on there, I don't know if that's going to work with this thicker wire, but let's give it a try here. I don't know, that's going to be close. Okay, so I guess that worked. You really got to squish it down. And then put the cap back on. You might, if you had to reuse the bottom part from the old plug, you might want to reuse the top part too. So it's the same fit. That's a tight fit with that thick wire. You can bend that around a little bit, you know, if it's crooked. Okay. Something else that you want to think about is when you put this together, you want this to be front and back. You know, you don't want these to be lined up with the heart. It'd be real hard to turn the lamp off and on. So, okay, so putting that knot in there, that really didn't work with this thicker wire. So that's why I took that out of there. I'm not so worried about the cord being pulled through. And then you could even think about this too, like this is the back of the lamp. So off is toward the back. If I push this forward, it's on. Push it back, it's off. Depends on how you want it, I guess. Okay, that fits better. So I pull it toward the front, it's on. I push it toward the back, it's off. Okay. Okay, so this is the harp. When you buy a used lamp, try and make sure it has a harp, because sometimes the harps are expensive. You know. And that just fits in here like this. And it just fits in here like this. It's got these little things that slide down over it.
Well, I only have a 60 left. I don't think there's anything on the shelf. Unless you want to put a spiral in there.
These LEDs now, these aren't bad. The older LEDs gave off a strange light, but the new ones are pretty good. I usually mark them with a magic marker because it's hard to read what wattage that is. So I thought about getting a 3-way for this, but then I changed my mind because I've never had good luck with 3-ways. The lowest one just never seems to work right. It might work for a couple months and then quit. So I just didn't bother. See a spark fly here.
Yeah.
Okay, it works.
Yeah.
That kit also came with that top part. I suppose that makes sense because it comes with the harp. So. And then of course, you know, you have to get the lamp shade to match the lamp. Cheap lamp at the store for $10. I think it was $11.97.
What are you trying to do?
I'm just
Clear
make-
out
I'm
before you
just-
use it?
I'm just making sure I'm not going to get shot.
No. There's nothing.
Okay, see ya. Bye.
I fixed a lot of lamps.
I think I'm going to put the other shade on here because this one's like an inch or two shorter.
It don't look like it belongs with the
Yeah.
style of the lamp.
Yeah. Well, this one works real good on my counter because it's a little shorter. Okay. Thanks for the help.
You still got that running?
No. Oh yeah, I do. Good.
Yeah, it's pretty